White flag, Kasey Kahne, 1.5 miles to go.
There's a bunch of guys that can't wait for this last lap to get over with, I can tell you that.
"29 years to the day since a Dodge has gone to victory lane in Atlanta when Richard Petty held off David Pearson and Cale Yarborough to win it. Kasey Kahne scores the second win of his career in the Golden Corral 500. Mark Martin second. Dale Jr. third.
It's a battle for fifth right here. Jeff Gordon in the 24, Tony Stewart in the 20.
Is that guy, is he in any strain?
White flag, 1 to go for Kasey Kahne.
Look how relaxed he is in there. Look at his hands. They're not gripping the wheel. They're just holding the wheel. That car is on a rail, buddy.
26 years old tomorrow.
Up, little swerve there. Little wave.
All he needs to do is get through turn 3 and 4 one more time.
And Kasey Kahne will become the second Dodge to win here. The first man to win from the front row, the 11th different winner at Texas, Kasey Kahne, wins the Samsung Radio Shack 500.
3 corners, Denny Hamlin, white flag.
What an exciting day for him. Sets on pole.
Spins out while leading.
Routine kind of day.
Comes all the way back from 40th.
Look at him flapping in the wind, baby.
And he's still the fastest car on the racetrack.
On Friday, he qualified for the 2007 Budweiser Shootout, a race he won back in February. Another half a lap here, he will be in the 2007 Nextel All-Star Challenge at Lowe's Motor Speedway.
Yeah, he was already, you know, once you win that race, you were exempted from there on. You're in it at the Daytona, but you're not in the All-Star race, and this is going to do it for him because, guys, I think he might be an All-Star.
Denny Hamlin rolls off turn 3, and he joins Dale Jarrett, Bobby Labonte, and Tony Stewart as winners for Joe Gibbs Racing. Hamlin, the rookie, starts on the pole, falls to 40th, then wins the Pocono 500.
It is getting dark here. We've had the threat of rain all afternoon. That's Kasey Kahne. The camera's following him. It is official, and that's your winner. Kasey Kahne walking in the rain, pulling his hair back. And let's take you back if we could. So Kasey Kahne, your winner here in Michigan, rain shortened 129 laps. Fifth win, again wins from the pole. 4 of his victories have come from the pole.
I think right now he's definitely
series. He is 1 lap away from sweeping both races at Pocono. It's only been done 5 times in the long history of the races here. Began racing go-karts at the age of 7, stock cars at the age of 16. That was back in 1997. Came through the driver development program with Joe Gibbs Racing, 5 truck races, 1 Busch race in 2004. Drove 7 Cup races last year, had 3 top 10s, got the attention of not just his team, but the entire garage and a lot of race fans. He's one of the rising stars of the NASCAR Nextel Cup Series, so appreciative of everything that's been done for him. Says he doesn't get emotional until he sees his parents, because they are living the dream with him. Denny Hamlin, teammate to Tony Stewart and J.J. Yaley, driving for Joe Gibbs, coming out of turn 3 for his 2nd career win. He sweeps at Pocono. Denny Hamlin, the race winner of the Pennsylvania 500 Cup career. Coming to get the white flag this time, final lap at New Hampshire. An impressive season so far for Kevin Harvick and for Richard Childress Racing. Has 2 drivers in the chase, 1 leading this race, 1 in 7. Going to be a disappointing day for Kyle Busch and Jimmy Johnson, but not for Kevin Harvick. He comes off of turn 4. No one will catch him. The chase begins at New Hampshire, and Kevin Harvick wins.
Awesome job. Way to jump on this thing, man.
Oh!
Here. I'm not trying to start anything here, guys, but that right rear tire on that 24 car looks soft. I guess it didn't. But I know one thing, Stewart is closing in a hurry.
He's got a half a lap to go, Mike.
I guess Jeff is just being that cautious, but I thought I saw that right rear tire look like it was a little soft.
Jeff Gordon rounds turn 4. Become the first driver in the history of Phoenix International Raceway to win a Cup race from the pole. Jeff Gordon finally gets his first Phoenix win and ties Dale Earnhardt.
Gordon, I got a special flag for you.
Because then they'll draft on by him.
I think McMurray's going to try to jump all over him like a frog on the June bug.
Green flag. Johnson to the inside.
And there goes Kurt Busch in the 2-car with him, pushing him. They're going to trap McMurray in the 26 on the high side.
Boy, I'll say, look at them fan out. High, low, high, low. Somebody help me.
Oh, there goes Stewart, the 20 to the high side with no help. They're 3 wide off turn 2.
It's over.
There's the caution. There is the caution right there. Only one attempt at this green-white check.
And Stewart has crashed. While everyone lifted for the caution flag, Tony Stewart ended up in the wall.
Times in the first 10 races of the year. Then he did it after the win at Richmond. He didn't win again until last weekend at California. Chad Knaus, right side of your screen. He led that driver and that entire team to the 2006 NASCAR Nextel Cup Championship. Jimmie Johnson trying to pick up win number 6 in 2007. It would be Jimmie Johnson's 29th career win, and he will come down and take the checkered flag as Jimmie Johnson sweeps both races and wins at Richmond.
Yeah, boys, you guys are awesome.
The next car is to our back. Just stay right there.
Yeah, Mike Dillon doesn't want him to get in trouble here with this lap traffic on the last lap.
Yeah, do not pass him. That's about the only time you hear a spotter say don't pass somebody. Just stay there. And Clint needs to do that.
Clint Bowyer, 28 years of age, realizing a dream. His 64th career start. He is 2 turns away from that first Cup victory.
Get your zone on, boys! Woohoo! Yes! Yes, yes, yes! Woo! Way to go, boy! Way to go, boy! Woo!
Kind of low line this time. He figures, well, I'm either going to follow him here and stay here. Maybe I can find some grip down on the bottom, but there isn't any.
Kasey Kahne has taken the white flag. This is the last lap of the race. 28-year-old from Enumclaw, Washington. Had the spectacular weekend that they talked about at Charlotte. Disappointment at Dover, but now he's come to Pocono. Right now, he would be 9th. Yes, the 9-car would be 9th unofficially in the championship standings. One more turn to go for Kasey Kahne. This will be a true team victory. Battled back from the problem on pit road, started on the pole, 4 of the last 5. Now 5 of the last 6 races at Pocono have been won from the front row. The pole winner's going to take the checkers. Kasey Kahne wins at Pocono.
All right, man. Great job out there. Great way to dig us out of that hole. And great job in here, guys.
It's lurking right there behind them.
White flag in the air, last lap.
That was good stuff.
That was great race right there. You think Kyle Busch doesn't want to win races?
No kidding.
Here comes Harvick.
He wanted that thing.
Keep digging.
Here comes Jimmie Johnson back on the outside.
Oh, he'll drive it in deep going into 3. He's got one more shot.
Jimmy got that run down the backstretch.
Here it comes. Oh, and he did drive it in deep, but he got no place to go with it.
But he gets in, and you see the car
Keep
skate
coming,
up the
you're
racetrack.
clear.
That's a typical
Talking about Kyle.
Oh, man, that 48's loose.
Off of turn 4, Kyle Busch sweeps at Chicagoland, his 7th win of the season.
And that was all Kyle.
A lap and a half to hold him off because they're going to get the white flag this time by.
Jimmie Johnson's got 4 more corners to hit right here.
4 left turns away from the lion's share of a $9.6 million purse.
Well, he was about perfect with that corner right there. So was Carl Edwards. Johnson looked like he got through that corner and off of that corner really well, not to let Carl get a good run on him down the backstretch. That was real critical because this long straightaway right here could decide it.
4 hours ago, over 250,000 fans asked themselves, who will it be? Who will win the Allstate 400 in 2008? They all had different answers.
Another perfect corner. Jimmie Johnson did a great job there. His crew, congratulations. Just a fantastic job.
Out of turn 4 and two-time NASCAR Sprint Cup champion Jimmie Johnson becomes a two-time winner at the Brickyard. I'm by.
Now will Ambrose make a move on Tony going into one?
Man, here it is. White flag.
I don't think he's close enough to make the move this time, but the thing that Marcus doesn't want to happen is for Tony to slow him down enough that Juan Pablo can get to his back bumper.
Looking on the inside. Now, Ambrose is really good in the S's, and coming out of the S's is where Tony Stewart, the 20 car, struggled a moment ago. Although Tony now pulls him a little bit this time by. Trouble, Jeff Gordon involved. There's Sam Hornish.
It's like Gordon's been around backwards. That's why that roof flap is up.
Just drove it in there a little too hard. He didn't hold it there.
Gordon back in 25th position. Rudeman trying to get by him. Here is the final lap for Kyle Busch, trying to come down to get his 8th win in 2008. Ambrose now has Montoya right on his rear bumper for 3rd spot. Will Montoya make a move in 10? Ambrose covers a spot. One more turn for the battle for 3rd. Kyle Busch will come down out of turn 11 and take the checkered flag. Tony Stewart is 2nd. And 3rd spot, what a performance by Marcus Ambrose from 40. In August of 2007, a year ago.
Takes the white flag.
White flag, buddy.
Less than half a mile from back-to-back victories for Carl Edwards. Down the back straightaway. Got a hammer in turn 3. Got some traffic in front of him. And Carl Edwards will come down and win for the 2nd time in his career in Bristol, Tennessee.
Kyle Busch is going to finish 2nd. Denny Hamlin 3rd.
One more.
Well, you can't sit there and be too careful with this. You have a good race car. You can't let those guys catch up. I think everybody in the sport's done that at some point in time. And Chad Knaus wasn't going to let that happen tonight with this race car and this race team.
Jimmie Johnson began the week coming out to his hometown of El Cajon. He wanted to give back his 2nd annual golf tournament to raise money, $500,000 for the Habitat for Humanity to build homes for people who didn't have them. They handed the keys, he and wife Shandy, to a young single mom who had 3 children who didn't have a place to live. But tonight, at this racetrack, it was time for Jimmie Johnson to take back the lead point as the top contender for the 2008 Chase Championship. Jimmie Johnson takes the win.
Great work, boys. That's the way we roll.
From him right there. Wow. He's got a fight on his hands here this last lap. We do. White flag.
Get you some, bud. Let's go get it now.
That was big right there. Jimmie Johnson took that away. Carl Edwards was going to get to the outside of him and have a chance to make the pass. Still might get him right here.
Here he comes, digging up off the corner. Turn 2, half a lap away from the checkered flag.
And what's Jimmie Johnson do here? He goes to that high side. Carl Edwards is going to go to the bottom. There we go.
Oh, come
right by him. With a car stick. Here comes Jimmie Johnson. He's in the wall.
Can he get it off the wall?
We're back inside now.
Oh, wow.
Carl Edwards trying to hang on. Here comes Jimmie Johnson down, and Johnson will take the win. Wow.
Woo! How good is that? Wow. That's a finish right there, boys.
And the battle for third, a little over 1 lap to get there. White flag for Johnson.
White flag this time.
What a dominant day for Jimmie Johnson. He's led 7 times for 339 laps. And down the back straightaway, Jimmie Johnson trying to pick up his 6th win in 2008.
Good job, guys. Good job, Jimmy. Yeah, we roll, boys. Excellent performance, gentlemen. Excellent performance. Great work. That's what you call that.
White flag here at Phoenix. 1 lap to go.
Oh, look at Curtis. Think he's not driving hard? He's still digging. He got that thing completely sideways. Jimmie Johnson sideways there, too. Kurt got a nice run off the corner. Okay, we're coming. See if he can get to the bumper.
Can he get there? Here he comes. Kurt Busch a car length away. Jimmy Johnson trying to hang on.
Car length back. Awesome job, dude.
And Jimmy Johnson wins for the 7th time this year. Whoa, contact.
Smoking.
It's another Ralph Fenway car.
Blowing up.
With one to go, Carl Edwards loses the engine, and the battle is for second in turn 1.
And they are side by side. Bowyer to the bottom. The fight's for second.
I believe Bowyer's got him this time. Clear him up, clear him up.
Get up there.
Get up there, attaboy.
Edwards to the apron and out of it. Here comes Kyle Busch and the M&M's Toyota. He qualified on the pole. He had to start the race in the back. And Wild Thing is going to win again.
Yeah,
baby.
Hometown. Welcome to Victory Lane.
Vegas.
One more time. Had 3 poles this year. We knew he was going to win a race sooner or later. This is great. Hadn't won since 2005. New team, new driver. White flag in the air.
Nice and smooth. Nice and smooth. One more.
Like Mark needs to be told, nice and smooth. He's got a 1-second lead. He's got half a lap to go.
I'm going to tell you what, this is going to be a popular win with the fans and with the competitors. I can guarantee you that.
And I'm really happy for Rick Hendrick because this 5-car, it's been a while since it won a race, and Rick really is proud of this opposite way that Gustafson and Mark have. Good job, Mark.
Well, we had a battle for third.
You're just going to have to drop the hammer, and hopefully you don't run out of gas.
Yeah, they're all gonna have to go at some point in time here when they throw the white flag.
Tony Stewart down the front stretch. White flag, last lap. This will be the last lap of the race.
Now you want to run this lap so hard you can't see straight, but you still got to save it. You still got to save a little bit.
He's still got a pretty good cushion, I think, once he gets to 2.
Johnson to second.
Johnson to second here.
2.5 seconds behind.
Can't take the racer out of Carl, though.
These guys are not saving fuel right now.
No, they're not saving fuel. Carl drove right back up under him. That's
Just shooting him. It's 6 back to anything else.
That's for second. If Stewart runs out, that would be for the win.
Clear.
Tony in turn 2.
Boy, they're barreling down on him now.
It's a long way from turn 3 to the start-finish line, though. Look at him looking.
Tony Stewart out of the final turn. Made the big move in the offseason.
Here he comes.
To go over to Haas Racing,
engine,
take over part of the ownership, and Tony Stewart's going to take that team to victory lane.
48's out of gas. See him on the inside there. Listen to the crowd, man.
He ran out of turn 2.
To the outside, here comes Kyle Busch. He's got him, and Tony cuts off Hamlin.
Now what's Tony going to do?
You're clear.
And now the question is, Tony's got no help because these guys are running too wide behind him.
Right.
So now it's man on man right now.
I don't think it's gonna get wider here in a minute, I believe.
Here comes Johnson in behind Stewart. Is it enough? Hamlin's high side up there by himself in the 11. First lap led all night by Kyle Busch, and it's the money lap, and it might be all it takes.
It really
now, what does Johnson do to help Stewart?
Doesn't matter. Kyle Busch is going to hog all the racetrack, or he should. He's mirror driving right now.
Tony Stewart trying to get to the bottom.
He may get turned for mirror driving, but he's going to be mirror driving.
Stewart's trying to squeeze in there.
See that hand?
Shoving to the bottom.
See that
He
hand?
just wanted to touch him, man. Just wanted to touch him.
Can't get him to the high side. Here he comes.
There he
turns
goes.
him.
He turns him.
Busch in the
Oh,
wall.
my
Here
God.
comes Stewart to the checkered
Tony
flag.
Stewart.
And another car gets in the backside. It's Casey Kane. And they're scattering everywhere as they come to the line.
Okay, here they come for the white flag.
Coming down, as you mentioned, Toyota has never won at Michigan.
88 feet of Pierce.
Brian Vickers, the pole sitter, hasn't won since 2006.
Pulling hard off turn 2.
And it was right here back in June that the leader's car began to sputter and cough. That was Greg Biffle. Right now, Vickers still under power.
Looking good so far.
Yeah, he was probably about half throttle going down the back straightaway because he knows that Jeff Gordon's in the same position. He doesn't really have to worry about him.
He's going to make it.
Brian Vickers looks like he's going to make it happen.
Get to us, bud. Get it to us.
And coming down for the checkered flag for his second career win, Brian Vickers does it at Michigan.
Jeff Gordon will come second.
Johnson is a 4-time winner at Dover International Speedway. And he is a lap away from collecting his 5th win on the Monster Mile.
One more time around.
He came here as a rookie driver in 2002. Not only did he win both races that year, he led the most laps in both races, serving notice that this young man was going to be a factor in NASCAR Sprint Cup racing. And here today, he has led 3 times for 271 laps, and Jimmie Johnson wins it at Dover. 2 laps to go here at Lowe's Motor Speedway.
One more lap.
Final lap for Jimmie Johnson. The racetrack's name, the sponsor's name, one and the same for Jimmie Johnson, a 5-time winner thus far in 2009. We mentioned no driver has ever won 3 of the first 5 chase races. But the guy who is chasing history in NASCAR
Got to be kidding me.
has done it tonight at Lowe's Motor Speedway. Jimmie Johnson gets the win.
And Gordon wins this battle for 4th.
Jeff Gordon going into turn 3. We're coming to the white.
Gordon gets a good drive off the top
White
of the corner.
flag's in the air.
Kyle Busch gets the white flag. It's his race to lose, and the fight is for 2nd and for 5th.
And for 9th and for 10th.
These guys are going to be side by side. It looks like all the way back to the start-finish line. Gordon actually clears him. Here goes Harvick again.
I am so proud of you.
That's Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch wins the Heath Calhoun 400. Gordon, Harvick, Burton, Edwards, Montoya, Truex.
They're wrecking. Jimmie Johnson wrecks. Clint Boyer wrecks coming across the line.
They're wrecking more.
On the outside, you got 2 guys that's not been there. This is going to be white flag right here.
White flag is out. Kevin Harvick, the race leader.
That 29 car is going to get wide here in a minute, because he's got to stop this momentum of this 9 car. Look at the 2 car up there on the outside. Coming. Look at Kurt Busch.
He's been involved in the last 3 cautions.
No more Mr. Nice Guy.
No more Mr. Nice Guy right here.
Driver number 2 will not be denied. There goes Boyer around.
Backing up a little bit. Got the bit behind you. Come on. Keep coming.
As of now, we don't have a caution. We'll see if they let him race back to the line, and it appears they will.
And there's no caution because he's so far behind and there's nobody back there. I'm sorry.
Kevin Harvick, the race leader, off of turn number 4. Kasey Kahne and Jeff Gordon behind him. Will they make a move? They will not. Harvick wins at Daytona.
Oh, yeah.
I think he'll be happy. And he's going to keep the points lead if everything stays the same with the white flag out. 1 more mile to go for Jimmie Johnson. It will be his 53rd win in his 319th start. Down the back straightaway for the final time. Jimmie Johnson, 25th last week. But the drive for 5 is back alive, because as he comes out of turn number 4, Jimmie Johnson's going to win chase race number 2. 2nd place, Jeff Burton. If we had had about 15 more laps, he might have had Mark Martin all over him, but he's going to have just 1 more lap to go. And
white flag
for Denny Hamlin. He is looking for his 15th career win. Down the backstretch for the last time. He's going to pull the points championship to within 6. Here he comes through the final corner.
You're back, baby.
And he is back as he wins race number 6. Newman's 3rd. Logano is in 4th. And the final lap here goes Jeff Burton around. And the big question is, can Jimmie Johnson make it on fuel?
He's kept Kevin Harvick behind him also, watching the battle.
Carl Edwards down in the 3rd.
Bud. You only got 3/4 of a lap. Let him go if you need to.
There it is.
42's out of gas in front of you on the bottom.
You heard it. Montoya has run out of fuel, but here comes Carl Edwards. He's done it. He swept the weekend. And now, who's going to end up ahead in the chase? There's Jimmie. Here comes Harvick. They're both